Welcome to Movie Life Crisis. Join us as we watch the best movies from 30 years ago.
Ramsey wants me to hire the best person available to head up the counterterrorism unit. That person happens to be you.
I don't want that responsibility.
You gotta get off the sidelines. You gotta get back into this game.
They finally captured the world's most dangerous hijacker. Now, they're bringing him back for trial on a plane.
Notify my people. They'll know what to do.
That was their first mistake. Wesley Snipes.
No.
One desire.
Back to your seat.
His name's John Cutter. He's airline security.
Didn't your father ever teach you never send a boy to do a man's job?
Wesley Snipes.
You need help? No. He's all mine.
Passenger 57.
You ever play roulette?
On occasion.
Well, let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black.
Always bet on black.
Oh, man. Passenger 57.
Season 2, Episode 6, Passenger 57. Always bet on black.
Always.
I feel, and I know you feel, woefully unprepared for this episode because of some real-life stuff that's going on. But I have to say, I think the people involved in this movie would appreciate that because that's how they were when they made it.
I could kind of tell that. I could tell that they weren't prepared.
Yeah, I think we could say in honor of Passenger 57 is why we're not prepared and just forget the other stuff that's going on.
Yeah, good call. You know what? I'm not paying my taxes this year in honor of Wesley Snipes on Passenger 57. I'm going to get arrested for tax evasion.
Tax evasion. I don't say evasion, I say avoision. And he only did 3 years in prison for that, and he had to pay back $23.5 million.
Is that all?
And some of it was home arrest because he's, rich, so he didn't have to go to the real prison for all that long. But anyway, Passenger 57, before we do that, let's do our other stuff. This week's review, we don't have a review. If you leave us good reviews, we'll read them on the show. But what we do have is an email. You can email us through the website, movielifecrisis.com. Someone did that, and it was cool, so we're going to share a little bit of it. The email says, "Hi guys, my name is Brian, and I'm a resident of the New Orleans area. I thoroughly enjoy your podcast. I'll be 40 in July, and listening to your show feels like talking with friends from high school. I had to write in to inform you that I was completely oblivious to the film Sneakers. Never heard of it. I'm a big fan of Dan Aykroyd, and I consider myself a movie buff, particularly knowledgeable of movies from the 80s and 90s, but somehow this movie has avoided my detection until your episode was released. Can't wait to catch it now."
That's awesome.
That's way awesome.
Is that why we're doing this? That's why I feel like we're doing this.
That seems like a good reason to do this.
Yeah, we're talking, we're giggling about movies, but then also maybe we can turn somebody on to a good movie that we like.
Yeah, maybe we learn a little something along the way.
It turns out that our friend wore sneakers the whole time. That's really awesome. I like when we get emails like that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Please feel free to reach out to us and tell us that you like or don't like what we're doing, or if we are learning stuff about. I had a couple people tell me that, "Oh, dude, I didn't know about Sneakers at all. You didn't watch Sneakers until we did the episode." That's so crazy to me because I loved that movie. So I love that we're putting the word out.
Exactly. Yeah, Will said the same thing. He's like, "Wow, I'm watching Sneakers for the first time." Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, we got to figure out how to get a cut of that. We got to figure out how to get a little kickback from that.
Sponsored by Sugar-Free Gatorade. So since we're talking about cool stuff, and we mentioned we want you to tell people that are from different places to listen to our podcast, one of the most recent ones had somebody in Paris, France, but also in Paris, Tennessee. If we can hit Paris, Texas, that would be the trifecta. So anybody in Paris, Texas would press play. That would be great. But it's really cool. Those are two other places we got to mark off on the map during my 7th hour.
Nice.
Thanks a lot for that.
We were talking about doing Where in the World is Movie Life Crisis and have Jeff tell us somewhere cool that the podcast got clicked on since last time. Paris, Texas certainly qualifies. Paris, Tennessee, probably not so much. But still, let's go for that third Paris. Anybody in Texas? Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Talk about why was this movie chosen?
Why was this movie chosen? I don't think I know. Because Wesley Snipes was in it. It was really fun.
Yeah, I don't know why this one was chosen either. It was a fun movie that I watched when I loved all these. Like this was early 90s was such a great period for stupid action movies.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in like peak Steven Seagal. We're in peak Jean-Claude Van Damme. Wesley Snipes is making a bunch of action movies. Stallone, Schwarzenegger. This was like the pinnacle of stupid action movie era.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All the people that are on the Expendables movies had movies making hits right now.
This was one of those, and Wesley Snipes was in Expendables 3.
There was a third Expendables?
That's what Wikipedia said. I didn't see it, but
Nice.
maybe after Bruce Willis wanted too much money, Wesley Snipes stepped in.
Well, he's too busy driving that boat in that other movie where he plays the guy who drives the boat. What's the name of that movie?
Striking Distance.
You finally remembered.
I don't know how it was almost gone again, even though we talked about it 2 weeks ago.
Awesome.
Yeah, dude, this is peak stupid action movie era, and I liked this movie when I was a kid, and it wasn't bad when I rewatched it.
No. The best part about it, hour 24 minutes. That's the perfect runtime for the amount of stuff that they had in it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this thing didn't even go 90 minutes. You can tell they were just like, whatever, we're cool. Let's get out of here. Let's make some cash, which they did, by the way. And
yeah,
so
they did.
Let's honor that and half-ass this podcast and get out of here in like 47 minutes instead of our usual hour.
Let's do it.
Name that tune.
Oh, crap. I thought you said we weren't doing it. All right. Dude, I'm going to just guess, like Atlantic Star, Masterpiece. I don't know. What is it?
It's Atlantic Star, Masterpiece. You're such a fucking jerk for doing that all the time.
I really did guess at that, though. I didn't play you. I really did guess at that. Like,
I know you did. I don't think people understand that you're like, there's no tomfoolery going on here. That's just coming like deep out of your subconscious, all this information that no one should know.
Why it's in there, I don't know.
Atlantic Star, Masterpiece, number 27 song on the year, Billboard 100. I went and looked at the music video. The music video's got 3,400 views. So it has really hung around strong. It has really dug deep into the consciousness.
Oh, man, 3,400, that's a lot.
Our podcast is going to pass that before terribly long. Dude, everybody in this video from Atlantic Star is dressed like they're on In Living Color with like really big shoulders, and like puffy MC Hammer, like solid color suits. It's so awesome.
And that's not even the Atlantic Star song that I like.
No.
Always is the one that I like, where they're chasing all the orangutans.
Yeah, Always is the great one. But Masterpiece is also a song.
Yeah, no, I know, because it came out of my mouth just now, and I don't know why.
All right, that's cool. That's awesome. Roger's going to text me again going, what the hell is Jeff doing? How does he know that stuff? And I'm going to go, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Cool. Passenger 57, give us a synopsis.
Quick synopsis. An airline security expert must take action when he finds himself trapped on a passenger jet when terrorists seize control of it.
That's exactly what happens. This movie had a $15 million budget, made $66 million, made money, was a very successful movie for Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, a lot of money.
That I watched on VHS more than one time, I promise.
Absolutely. I have the DVD. I went back to look to see if I had it. It's in the Tupperware. It's in there.
Is it still shrink wrapped?
No, it's out of the plastic.
Oh man, dude, that's ridiculous.
So you got 66 million. I had 44 million when I looked it up, but
that might have been the international and the domestic gross.
Right.
But it was number one in the box office the weekend that it came out. So I mean, this was a legitimately big movie that was very successful.
That's good stuff. I'm glad for Wesley Snipes. I'm sure he made a lot of money and paid all his taxes on it.
2 tax jokes. We're like 6 minutes in. I got over under at least 6 or 7 awards. I think we can skip that one. There weren't any awards. Sequel spinoffs, no.
No, they didn't have that.
Do you remember when you first saw this movie?
I am 99% sure this was a movie because when I saw the cover, you know how IMDb has the different random posters?
Yeah.
I can remember seeing a picture of it on HBO and wanting to watch it, and it was rated R, so I thought for sure I was going to see some boobies. So I figured out when it was going to come on. I waited. All right, cool. That's when it's coming on. I'm going to watch it. Then I put it on Nickelodeon, and then I hit jump back to skip back to HBO in case there was boobies, and Jerry was going to walk down the hall, and I didn't want him to catch me watching boobies, so I could jump back to make it look like I was watching Nickelodeon the whole time. But it turns out it's an R-rated movie, not because of boobies. So I was let down. But only a little, because it was still kind of cool when I was younger.
Dude, yeah, it was totally cool. And also, man, what a great flashback. Kids, not even kids, but like people under 30 probably don't know what it was like when you had to, like, there might be some boobs that's going to come on this show. So what I have to do is have another channel set on the previous channel button that I could go right back to if the door opens. And that way somebody comes in and I'm watching football, I'm watching Nickelodeon.
Right.
But I'm not watching boobies for sure.
No, definitely not watching boobies, and definitely not watching the garbled green and blue boobies on the pay channels that we don't get.
Yeah. On the pay channels that you could kind of see, because literally at this point in time that someone screwed a physical filter onto the actual coax line on the pole out at the house to block those channels.
So if you wanted to buy them, they would have to climb up there and unscrew.
Someone had to frickin' climb the pole and unscrew the thing and then screw on the right thing to make the channel come through. That's how we got new channels. Someone had to physically dispatch a truck, climb a pole, and then modify a thing on the box at the pole outside your house.
Meanwhile, you're in a hotel room watching this on your phone.
Yes. And the cable company, if I need anything, they don't charge me nearly as much because it doesn't take them as much work. No, wait, that's not how they work at all. It's the same amount of work and it takes the same amount of time as when someone physically got in a truck, came over and climbed up a pole to make me get service.
I know, we just flip a switch. That's how we do that now. We just flip a switch. Can you flip it now?
Is the switch near you? Can you do it from where you are? I'm positive that I saw this on VHS because we didn't have HBO. I mean, 92, I'm too young to have seen this in the movies. We don't have HBO. Wesley Snipes is not really a big name at this point, although he's getting ready to be a big name. Probably after this movie, he's going to be a big name, but Yeah,
this is the one that makes him big, for sure.
Yeah, it's the one that makes him big. I just know from the cover, he looks like he's badass, and I can see there's going to be some fighting on an airplane. I'm like, done, count me in, let's do this.
There's nothing not to like.
Yeah, so I'm positive I went to Alfalfa Video, and I rented this from Steven Swindell, and I went and watched it at the house, and I probably went and watched it 3 or 4 more times before we went back.
So what do you rate it?
I don't know, man. It was hard for me because it's bad, but I enjoyed it. I can acknowledge that it's not a great piece of filmmaking. It wasn't well written or well acted or well directed, but I had fun watching it. So I don't know how to really where to put that.
I had the same problem. I figured an hour and 24 minutes of bad really isn't that bad. Especially when it's Wesley Snipes kicking butt for a good 12 minutes of that. I don't really have a problem with it. And so I didn't give it a really high rating. What'd you give it?
I gave it a 5.5.
Really? I gave it a 6. All right.
Yeah.
We're in the same wheelhouse.
Yeah, I looked hard at 6, but it's like, you know, if someone goes like, hey man, what's the best movie you guys reviewed in 1992? Passenger 57 is not going to be one of the first things that I mention.
Right.
But if you got an hour and 20 minutes to kill and you just want to watch an old Wesley Snipes movie where he's fighting people, this is a perfectly good choice.
And it's not even a full hour and 20 because the intro was like 3 minutes and then the credits were like 6 minutes. So they really crammed it all in.
Yeah, this is like 78 minutes of film. And plus it's got the first ever movie appearance from Elizabeth Hurley. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, she looked not like I expected her to look.
Yeah, she's only 27. She doesn't look like I would expect her to look either. It's got Tom Sizemore, who's really good. I really like him.
He's fantastic.
He went from being like uncredited in Point Break in 91 to like having a pretty big part in this movie in 92. So good for him.
Yeah, killing it.
Yeah, before we get into the best, I do want to I just think I have to mention this movie. It's so blatantly derivative. Like it didn't matter at the time really, but when you watch it now, like I'm 4 minutes in and I'm like, okay, so what happened is this screenwriter did some coke, saw Silence of the Lambs, saw Die Hard and was like, yep, there we go. There's my next movie.
Cram them both together.
Yeah, let's just smash them together. And then in honor of the coke, he wrote in 2 product placements for Pepsi in the first 10 minutes.
I did read a little bit about the guy who's the screenwriter, and it was weird just reading it out loud because I guess it was from a different time. But when I was reading it, he said, yeah, I wrote it for a different person. And you get to the end and he was like, yeah, so I only take credit for the first like 25 minutes of this movie. I didn't realize it was going to be turned into a black film. And I was like, whoa, are we allowed to say that?
Saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, I was like, wowzers. You know, I mean, I think he was thinking of all of those people you named before Wesley Snipes were all white, and those are all the action stars. And then they have this one, and they give it to Wesley Snipes instead of any of the other guys.
Dude, this is definitely not a black film because Morris Chestnut's not in it.
No, this is not a black film because there was only one black guy, and he got treated like a black guy throughout the whole film.
Boy, did he! Well, the flight attendant, his like love interest was black, but she was black, like kind of like Michael Jackson, black or white, black. Like she was definitely heading in that direction.
I actually wrote down the fact that all of the female black people that had girls that had speaking parts were all really light-skinned.
Yeah, they totally are. And it's talked about a lot now in 2022 about the colorism even amongst black actors. It's like, hey, if you're lighter skinned black, especially as a woman, you'll get more parts than as darker skinned black. You'll also get paid more and you'll get better health care. You'll get better coverage from doctors. Like that's a very well-known thing now. That's
freaking crazy.
Two middle-aged white guys probably shouldn't joke about because it's super serious.
I feel like at a certain point, you got to make some jokes about some of it because you laugh
totally.
to not cry.
But yeah, before we get into the best, because that's definitely not the best, but I don't know how to start talking about this movie without going like, hey, this is Die Hard / Silence of the Lambs.
Die Hard on a plane.
Die Hard 2.
Die Hard 2 on a plane.
Yeah, so this is Die Hard 2, which comes out in 1990, crossed with Silence of the Lambs, but with Wesley Snipes.
Which is a good choice. I liked Wesley Snipes in this.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. Cool. Let's get into the best. I don't have a ton of best, but what's your first best scene?
All right, so my very first best scene is the flashback of how he lost his girl when it goes black and white. And they have the soft Kenny G music in the background, but with the Phil Collins drum beats. And it was a good reason to show him like with his shirt off. It showed him like on the punching bag. So it like showed like how he lost his girl. And also he's torn up about it. So he always thinks about it. And also he can kick ass. And we learned all of that over just like the instrumental to Johnny Gill's My, My, My. It was just soft saxophone. It was nice.
I have that scene too. I thought that was actually really, really cool. The flashback, dude, and like you say, like it shows that he knows how to punch, and also it shows that he knows how to kick. Because he was like punching the thing while he's thinking back to the guy murdering his girl during the attempted whatever convenience store robbery. But then at one point he's doing the punching bag and he like decides to jump up and spin kick the punching bag, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know Wesley Snipes knew karate in this movie.
Yeah, he was showing it off. What about when he sat, like, remember when he was sitting like crisscross applesauce and he was doing he was like meditating with the incense going? For some reason, I thought about this too. I believed him doing that way more than I believe Steven Seagal doing that. If I saw Steven Seagal, I would think he was a poser, but for some reason, I believe Wesley Snipes does that.
Yeah, I get that. And then I had to look it up. I was like, all right, did Wesley Snipes, because I feel like he was kicking people a lot in movies, and I looked it up. It's like, oh no, he actually like studied multiple martial arts since he was a kid and has black belts in like multiple disciplines and 5th degree black belt in Shotokan karate and knows jujitsu and learned all like since he was a kid. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I like that one. That was on my list too. I didn't come up with 3, but I that was one of the ones. But dude, let's for the best. Wesley Snipes is good in this, and I want to like contextualize Wesley Snipes' career for this moment because it's kind of crazy. So 1987, he does the Bad music video opposite Michael Jackson where they're dance fighting. He's the other guy dance fighting Michael Jackson. 1989 does Major League. He's Willie Mays Hayes. That's a great movie. It's an ensemble, but it's a big movie. He's part of it.
Really good.
91, New Jack City. 92, Passenger 57 and White Men Can't Jump. So 2 huge movies this year. White Men Can't Jump, we cannot wait for it. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely.
It follows it up 93 with Rising Sun and Demolition Man. 94, he does Drop Zone. 95, To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. That's one movie right there, not a bunch of movies.
Right.
And he also does Money Train, again with Woody Harrelson.
Dude, when does he get to The Fugitive 2? What's that called? U.S. Marshals. That's late 90s.
Yeah, it's like late 90s. And then late 90s, he starts doing the Blade movies. But I'm saying like from 91, New Jack City to 95, Money Train, that's a remarkable string for any actor, much less a black actor that's not named Denzel Washington. Like, I don't know, like, you know, I wasn't around for Sidney Poitier's run, but I don't think that other than Denzel Washington, I don't think a black actor has ever had a run like that.
Yeah, it was wall-to-wall jams. I liked all of those movies. And, you know, and I started thinking about it, like, he plays the guy who kicks ass. He's pretty funny. Like, he can play the deadpan part. He can tell the joke. But then he also, he's like really kind of cool.
Yeah.
When you put him in a suit and he's walking with his sunglasses on, he looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't think he's definitely no Sidney Poitier as far as acting goes, but yeah, he can do a lot of stuff. Like he's a very convincing action hero. He can throw off some quips and some one-liners. He can like banter with Woody Harrelson, who's freaking hilarious and we both love, and he's believable. Yeah, and he is kind of cool. You can see why like girls want to hook up with him or whatever.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. Yeah, my second scene was every scene where Wesley Snipes kicks ass.
That's a good choice. The only other scene that I had was the very first scene of him with the airline people. He's like doing his training, but you don't know that it's training. He's pretending that he's going to take to hold everyone hostage.
Terrorist? Yeah.
And it introduces the flight attendant that ends up being his love interest. And then like the camera pulls back and it's like, oh no, it's a fake plane built on a soundstage where he's actually training these airline workers how to respond to hostage stuff.
Right.
I thought that was cool. I thought that scene was cool. And then like it goes right from that into Tom Sizemore. He and Tom Sizemore walking and talking. And you get like some exposition about the backstory. Tom Sizemore starts doing the thing where it's like, it's got to be you. You're the best in the world. And Wesley Snipes is doing the thing that no one ever does where it's like, man, I'm so tired of people trying to give me jobs.
Yeah.
Like, why does that always happen in movies? Like, man, I wish you would just leave me alone and stop trying to give me this awesome job. No one ever tried to force me to take an awesome job.
Also, did you know where they were walking? They were walking so he could go get his check. This is the second movie in a row where somebody did a job and then had walked to a desk to get a physical check. And that's weird to me.
That's super weird.
Maybe that's how it was in the 90s. What the hell do I know?
It definitely was. All right, cool. So yeah, that was my other scene. Did you have a third one?
So I had a third scene, and it's a bit much. So I picked the Lake Lucille County Fair. A few things I want to mention that I wrote down. First of all, there is no Lake Lucille in Louisiana. There's only one Lake Lucille, and it's in Alaska. There's also no counties in Louisiana. Anybody who's listening that's not from Louisiana should know that we call them parishes here. And that seems like a no-brainer. They could have easily fixed that.
They were not doing research. They had intern Mike Jones doing the script supervision here.
Boy, did they. At the county fair, it was brought to you by Pepsi. And I can't think of a place in Louisiana that serves that much Pepsi. It's always Coke in the South. So that was weird.
Always.
There was a ton, 5 or 6 rebel flags flying in the background.
Yeah.
There was a rebel flag trash can. And I'd like to think like, in 92, they didn't really need rebel flags everywhere. But there's people that fly rebel flags on the back of their trucks to the high school I work at. So, that's definitely a thing. Thing I didn't understand, there's 2 things. One, they asked the black guy from the FBI, they were like, John Cutter, yeah, you know him? Do all black people know each other? Is that... Like, that's for some reason, that's literally what I thought for the first
time. Yes, I know him from the meeting that black people have where we all know each other.
Right. And then the other thing is when the guy was looking for Wesley Snipes and he started climbing up that ride, and he just got off of a plane where he was like holding a gun and doing engineering stuff in the cockpit, and he walked over to the ride that was put together a week before that by a guy that does meth and no teeth. And he looked at the ride and goes, I can't figure out how to make it move. And just started to start climbing.
The ride that has 2 buttons, one for start and one for stop. He's like, I don't know what to do here, boss. I'm out of ideas.
He's like, I don't know. I've tried nothing and I'm all out of options. And started climbing to the top where Wesley Snipes gave him the dress shoe to the face. And then the very last thing I'd like to mention is at the end, when he jumps on top of great value Anthony Hopkins and he's like choking him, and the police come in true Louisiana police fashion. They tackle the black man and start holding guns at him, even though he was the good guy.
And the British terrorist is like, that's him, officers, get him.
Yes.
Sprinkle some crack on him. Let's get out of here.
Open and shut case, Johnson. The whole thing, like, I just really liked it because it was so wrong all the way through.
It was so wrong. I get that they used a not real place. That's a perfectly normal thing to do. But first of all, parishes, not counties. That's a real easy one. And if there's no LSU flags there, you're not in Louisiana.
Now listen, they did have an LSU pendant in the tower office, the office that was in the tower. I did see an LSU pendant. And then I put that under old tech because I didn't know if pennants are still a thing. I
don't know, but whoever's in charge of production design clearly did not visit Louisiana, because that fair, they'd have been like, I know that we got a big product placement deal from Pepsi. They're in the movie like 35 times, but it's got to be Coke, and we got to have LSU flags everywhere.
Right. I did read that a lot of the extras there were from the high school that Wesley Snipes went to in Orlando. He's from Central Florida, and he went and spoke there and then said all the kids with the highest GPAs get put their name in a hat and they get chosen to be extras, and that's who was there.
Growing up in Florida is not enough punishment. They have to be in a Wesley Snipes movie too.
Luckily they all had mullets and cowboy hats already.
Yeah, they didn't need any costume.
Yeah, that's my third. No, sir, I already got my own. Thank you.
I like that. That's your third best scene, and you just listed like 16 complaints that you have about how they did it all wrong.
But that's the thing, though. That's part of the reason I liked it. The whole time I was like pointing out stuff to Kat, and she was like, "Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, look at that guy's mullet." Or, "Oh, what kind of license plate was that?" And it turns out there was a hatchback Civic with an out of time license plate from Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
That was parked at the thing. She caught that. So like, we were having fun just picking out all the wrong things in the background. We weren't even watching the people in the front.
That's a great thing to do with this movie, and that's a great scene to do that with, too. I didn't have a third one. I'm going to go into quotes. I don't have three of these either. I just have one. It's always bet on black. It's by far the most memorable thing from this movie. You downloaded a quote. I'm going to play it.
Charlie, you ever play roulette?
On occasion.
Well, let me give you a word of advice. Always bet on black.
I like how it takes him a second to hang the phone up, too. Always bet on black.
It takes, like, you can tell it takes him a second. The direction during this part of the movie is so crazy that I had to pause it and start Googling about different types of zooms, because it was like, it was a crash zoom. Like, it starts as a wide shot with him on the phone and the flight attendant standing next to him. And he goes, "Always bet on black." But the pause before he says "always bet on black," the camera like smash zooms into his face.
Yeah.
Like wicked fast, like an old kung fu movie like Quentin Tarantino does in Django Unchained and then Kill Bill. And then he goes, "Always bet on black." Like the sound behind it is the dun dun.
Yeah.
I just in my mind's eye, I can just tell when they go and cut, everyone like or just starts high fiving after that happens.
Oh, that was awesome. High five. Yeah, for sure. I had always bet on black as my first one.
If you just go like, "Yeah, man, we're doing Passenger 57 on the podcast this week," anyone who saw it will go, "Always bet on black." That's what they'll say immediately, 100%.
Yeah, of course they will. I did pick another one because I really liked it.
Go.
When Charles Rain, who is the great value Anthony Hopkins.
Great value Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, a great value Hannibal Lecter. He comes running in and says, "Who's in charge?" And the captain of the plane says, "I am." And he shoots him. And then he says, "Once again, who's in charge?" And the guy was like, "You are?" He's like, "Excellent." I don't know why, but I thought of...
Smithers, take us in. Sir, you're flying the plane. Excellent.
And wave it a little, for God's sakes. When I was watching it, all I could think of was Fifth Element, where Bruce Willis sticks his head in and he goes, 7 on the right, 4 on the left. And he goes,
Yeah.
And he's like, 3 on the left, 2 on the right. I don't know why, that's what I thought of for some reason, because he just walks in, asks the question, and shoots the guy after the first answer. This dude was really good at playing the completely batshit crazy psycho.
Yeah, he was. I don't think that's like that hard of a thing to play. You just never like blink.
Don't blink. That's what I put. Like, he didn't blink at all.
Yeah. But yeah, he was very good at that. This movie would have really benefited from having Chris Tucker play Ruby Rose and just go, coming.
Coming, my man. Coming.
I would have really liked if he would have been in this movie in a leopard skin jumpsuit with a little tiny Britney Spears microphone like he was taking orders at Wendy's.
Big bada boom. Can't wait for that movie.
Dude, me neither. Late 90s, but I'm super excited.
We'll be there for it. Yeah, I don't have any other quotes.
Yeah.
There's a couple of times where like the sheriff said something and I remember him saying it, but only because I was pissed about it, so we'll talk about that in the worst.
Agreed. And then Tom Sizemore like got off a couple lines that I kind of liked, but not enough to go back and try and write him down.
Sal Del Vecchio is not he didn't have memorable lines.
Sly Del Vecchio, which brings us right into the best characters. And my number one best character is Tom Sizemore, who plays Sly Del Vecchio.
He was my second. Yes, Sly Del Vecchio. You know why he's called Sly, right?
No.
Because this was originally written for Sylvester Stallone, who didn't want it before it became a black movie.
Yes.
A Michael Jackson off the wall black movie. That's so he kept the guy left that in, Sly, as an homage.
Oh man, dude, that makes me so freaking annoyed that there's 35 white people and 3 black people. I'm like, yeah, they messed it up. They made it a black movie. It's like, dude, what? Go screw yourself.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, Tom Sizemore's in it. His name was Sly Del Vecchio, apparently because Sylvester Stallone was at one point attached to this. That's a great factoid. I didn't know that.
Do you know how to spell Del Vecchio?
Del Vecchio.
That was a crap line, but I liked it.
Yeah.
You remembered it?
Yeah, that was another line from the movie that's not funny at all that Jeff and I both just laughed at. Here's the problem. This is the problem right here. This is what's wrong with America, and specifically this podcast.
Oh, for sure.
Who else you got? Who's your other character?
So my first guy is John Cutter, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
For two reasons. One, there was a part where he ran down some stairs out of a door, jumped over a chain link fence with both feet at the same time, took 2 steps, and then kicked a sheriff deputy in the chest in black dress socks and some dress shoes, which was awesome. And then the other reason is he had that fly-ass leather jacket, and I just kept going, that's a fly-ass jacket, Gundas! And I just kept yelling it.
Gundas!
That's a fly-ass jacket!
I know exactly what part you're talking about, and when I saw him just like jump with both feet over the like 3 foot tall chain link fence, just as like the beginning, and it's him, it's not a stunt man. You can see the camera's pointing right at his face.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it, Wesley Snipes is freaking cool in this movie. I don't want to think that he's cool, but he's being super cool right here. And then he freaking, dude, first of all, according to the film, he's in Louisiana and he's wearing a turtleneck with a long sleeve button up over it with a leather jacket over that and jeans. And he freaking jumps the fence and then spin kicks the deputy.
And it's during some sort of festival or fair.
It's during
so
the
that's
fair.
definitely in spring or summer. So yeah, he's sweltering. I mean, it's actually filmed in Orlando, which isn't much better. I don't understand why he's wearing what he's wearing.
Because it's a freaking fly-ass jacket.
Yeah, Gundas!
No, that's a good one. I didn't have Wesley Snipes, but he was very good in this. And that's legit. I have Elizabeth Hurley, her first movie role here. She's 27. I was surprised to see her. I was happy to see her, and she was good.
Yeah, she was all right. I really, thin and separate. There should be 2 of them. Her eyebrows were, looks like she was smuggling some caterpillars up there. But, you know.
That's good. This is the content that people come to us for, is our opinion on early 90s female eyebrows.
Dude, I'm just pointing it out. She didn't look anything like she looks now.
No, she's 56 now.
Yeah, she's got it going on. Bring on bedazzled Elizabeth Hurley, please.
Late 90s for sure. Bedazzled and Brendan Fraser. That's going to be a fun one.
All right, yeah. So the last guy I had was Bruce Payne, who played Charles Rain. And I just wrote down that he's the bad guy that never blinked.
He's a bad guy, never blinked. He was great value, Hannibal Lecter.
I think not only did he steal the plane, but he stole the movie. I think I liked that dude. I thought he played.
I hated him. I mean, I hated his character. I thought that was really bad. He was fine.
Well, yeah, I think you're supposed to hate the character.
Well, yeah, but I'm not saying like I hated him because he was a bad guy. I'm saying I hated him because it was so stereotypical. It's like, it's Hannibal Lecter, but he's on a plane. But dude, that same character comes back again a couple years from now in Con Air, John Malkovich, and I love it.
But that's John Malkovich.
Because John Malkovich is terrifying, and I believe every second of it. And this guy, this like aristocrat who's like doesn't blink, it has like flowing. And I just think I didn't like it.
Yeah, dude, you don't have to like it. I'm sure Chad's ecstatic.
That's what I'm saying. My last one is the little henchman, Vincent, the like bald guy.
The bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy who like shot the people from the rooftop.
Oh yeah, is he a stunt man? Because I noticed he did all of his own stunts.
No, he's not. He's an actor. His name's Mark Macaulay. But I just said like. He was the scariest person in the movie to me, just from what he looks like. He just walked around all the time with like a real thin mouth. And I was like, that guy, if I was a sheriff in this fake county in Louisiana, which doesn't exist, I just would arrest that guy on sight because he looks like a life-size Chucky doll. He's just terrifying.
But he's like a close enough to a nondescript white guy that he could blend into the whole thing. And that's how he kept getting on planes and getting on friggin' ladder trucks and stuff.
Yeah, he was stealing the ambulance. He was driving the ladder truck. He was taking out snipers. So, but I went and looked this guy up. He's been acting since the 80s, and he's never stopped. Like, he never took, like, 2 years off. He's got 143 acting credits on his IMDb.
Jeez.
he has no like distinguishing roles. Like a third of his parts say like cop number 3.
Oh man.
But he's been working for 40 years. It's kind of remarkable. Because I was going, oh man, I know I recognize that guy. I wonder what else he's been in. And I look and I go, no, I never heard any of this. I don't know what any of this stuff is.
Oh wait, cop number 4. Yes.
Yeah. But he's built I mean, he was in, From Justin to Kelly. I mean, he's done some stuff.
I've never seen that movie. Yeah, this is what I'll tell you about him. When Wesley Snipes does that move where he jumps from behind the ambulance and does a tuck and roll without looking, pulls the gun and starts shooting at the guy, even though all the rest of them have already started shooting and haven't hit him, Wesley Snipes hit him just center mass right in the chest. That dude is standing like 2 steps from the top of that stairwell, that metal stairwell, and he falls down there and it's him. Like we rewound it twice and watched it in slow motion to make sure, and it's definitely him. When Wesley Snipes is fighting him under the plane and he goes, gotta go, and kicks him in the chest, that is really him, like going through that.
Yeah, going through the like fake door.
Yeah, the fake wall and then falling on the ground. That's him too. Like, so I didn't know if he was like an actor or
he's an actor, but apparently he has done his own stunts. That's insane.
Yeah, that guy's pretty good. I didn't put him down. I should have traded him out for great value Hannibal Lecter.
No, great value Hannibal Lecter is your guy. That's totally fine. That guy the whole time I was like, that guy's really scaring me.
Cool. So that's all I got for that. What else you got?
Writer, director, background stuff. So the writers, there are 2 writers in this movie. One's David Lowery. He also wrote Money Train. He wrote 3 Musketeers.
Nice.
And then the other writer is a guy named Dan Gordon who wrote Wyatt Earp, Surf Ninjas, and then the most recent Rambo Last Blood movie from a couple years ago.
Nice.
So nobody in this movie, the director does not have a lot of credits. Neither of the writers have a lot of credits. They got a couple good ones like Money Train, 3 Musketeers, Wyatt Earp. Like those are all good movies,
right?
But they just no one involved with the production of this movie has done a lot of work. But one thing I did want to mention is that one of the writers, Dan Gordon, this guy actually was in the Israeli military. So all the stuff about the like hostage stuff on the planes and the Israelis are the only people who have never been held up by. That's all real stuff that he knows from being a captain in the Israeli Defense Force.
That's crazy.
Well, even crazier is that this guy was born in America. The story is kind of wild. I'm going to tell it real quickly and then I'll edit it out later.
No, tell it.
He's born in the United States. He wants to be a screenwriter. He writes a play, and in New York, he gets funding to film it, and he starts doing it without permits. And then like halfway through, his funding gets pulled, and he realizes that the people who funded it are mafia, and they didn't want him to finish the movie because it was a money laundering operation. But he wanted to finish the movie, but now the money was gone. And so he was worried that the mafia people were not going to be happy with how this was all turning out. So he left New York because he's Jewish and went to Israel, which is something any Jewish person can do, and was like, hey, can I hang out here for a while? I got some mafia problems back in New York. He joins the Israeli military. He fights in the frickin' Yom Kippur War in 1973. And then 10 years later, he comes back and is a screenwriter and lives on the West Coast.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's not even the writer that I was talking about that said that it came back as a black movie.
Yeah, well, so there was a third guy. There was a third guy who was a story by, and that's probably who you're talking about. The guy who came up with the idea for the movie, wanted to pitch it to Sylvester Stallone. They said, "Nah, we're actually going to give it to a black guy. Sorry, friend." And he was like, "Dad, take my name off it."
Yeah, so he originally wrote it for Sly or Clint Eastwood. He said a Clint Eastwood type character,
and by that he meant a white guy.
Right. By the way, do you know how he named the movie?
No, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, so he couldn't come up with a name. He couldn't think of a title. And while he was sitting there, there's a bottle of ketchup that said Heinz 57 on it. And he goes, cool, let's just make him Passenger 57. I was like, cool. And then I asked my wife, because I didn't really fly a lot back in the day. Did they normally like use a white legal pad and hand count all of the passengers? Or... like, did everybody not have a seat back then? You just found a seat?
No, I mean, I think we didn't fly a ton, but we flew some. But you always had assigned seats. I think they just had to do the thing where it's like, all right, we know we sold 160 tickets, but we have to figure out how many people actually got on the plane. And because we don't have computers, we have to actually go through and count like one at a time on our fingers.
Yeah, it stinks. Yeah, so he was number 57, and it's, the Heinz bottle 57.
Nice, that's awesome. All right, you got anything else for best?
No more best for me.
All right, on to the worst. Characters. My worst character was I didn't like the villain, great value Hannibal Lecter. He just was like, it's a super cliche. It's straight ripoff from Silence of the Lambs. And his last name is a pun. His name's Charles Rain, and everyone goes, part of the reign of terror. Like, get the out of here with that. I hate that.
I enjoy puns, but not that. No.
Yeah, and the actor was fine. He just didn't blink. But yeah, I would like a villain to have a little bit more depth than that.
He was kind of scary.
Yeah, he was.
But I know you didn't like him. My first worst character is the flight attendant, Marty Slayton. Like, she was very indignant about not letting him dump the fuel. You can't do that. Yeah. And he was like, trust me, I know. And they were like, all right, you can do it. I'm like, what? He was putting on a leather jacket in case he fell out the bottom of the plane and hit the asphalt, and she was putting on her stewardess jacket, the little like thing that stops right past your boobs and it barely comes down, barely buttons, and her neckerchief. Like, I just didn't, she screamed. She just watched like 6 people get murdered in their head and chest. But then she screamed when the guy like walked up to her.
Yeah.
I didn't like her.
Yeah. That was not a well-written part. Yeah, no, she wasn't great.
Who's your next?
I didn't have any other characters. I just didn't like the villain. I wanted some more depth. I got a lot of scenes though.
Yeah, I didn't like Chief Biggs, that guy.
Yeah.
He was kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he was.
I put this under political correctness, but he calls Wesley Snipes boy like twice. I didn't like that. The part where he's in the tower and he calls over the little lady to make him a special coffee because now he's going to drink on the job, and he's like, and get me some Bufferin. Like, he's going to, do you know what Bufferin is, by the way?
Yeah, it's like a headache medicine, right?
Yeah, it's aspirin, and because aspirin's tough on your stomach, it also has an antacid with it.
Nice.
So it's aspirin and antacid mixed together. But just the way he was like, why don't you go ahead and make me one of them special coffees of yours and get me some Bufferin? Why don't you get it yourself, jerk? Like, I didn't like that whole thing.
I didn't like that guy. I didn't like any of the Louisiana cops. They're all calling Wesley Snipes boy the whole time, which is like just blatantly racist. And also, like, I mean, I have this in the like worst scenes, but he jumps off of the airplane and they immediately arrest him, and he's going like, hey, no, I work for the airlines. I'm a security specialist. My name's John Cutter. And they're like, shut up, boy, get over there before I shoot you. It's like, hey, why don't you just, I mean, this is not 1930, it's 1992. Why don't you get on the phone and call the airline and go, do you have a security specialist named John Cutter? And when they go, yeah, we do, they go, what does it look like? You go, it looks like he's a badass black guy and he's wearing a freaking cool jacket.
God does.
That's a fly-ass jacket. But they didn't do that. They just kept being like, shut up, boy, before I shoot you. And it's like, okay, this is just not great.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that.
And then when he broke out of the custody by beating up all the cops, I was like, good, man, give him one more time. Although in the real world, a black guy hitting a Louisiana police officers, that's not going to go well.
No, he's still in jail. I did have all of the extras as my third worst character. Like when they needed to fill when they needed to fill up the plane with fuel. First of all, the fuel that plane would take is not a fuel that they would keep at a smaller airport like that.
There we go.
You need like jet fuel, right?
Right.
The guys who hopped out could not have been dressed more stupid. They looked like the brawny guy. One was blue plaid, the other one was red plaid. They both had boots and like Wranglers on, and they ran out there to, like, when they called and said, hey, we need to make an emergency landing, and they're like, you better find yourself another airport. Okay, first of all, I wouldn't have been calling you. I'm not trying to stop in Lake Lucille.
Yeah, we're not trying to drop by and get a catfish dinner. We got an emergency landing of a freaking jumbo jet because we have a hijacking. Don't tell us you don't have room.
Yeah, so I didn't like all of the extras.
Yeah, completely agree. I have a bunch of scenes.
Yeah, let's do the scenes.
The very first scene of the movie is Charles Rain is about to get plastic surgery done. He's going to have his like face cut up, and he's showing you that he's a psychopath because he's going, I don't need any pain medicine because I don't believe in pain. The guy's like, I'm going to slice your face all up. He's like, whatever, I don't care. But then he goes, what time is it? And the guy goes, it's noon. And then the FBI kicks the door in. And I just, like, how did the FBI get there? How did he know they were coming? Why was he asking what time it was? It didn't make any sense.
I have a theory about this, and I asked Kat, and I think she answered it correctly. So your boy, the doctor, turns around and looks at the clock first and then comes back to him.
Yeah.
So I think he was asking him, hey, what time is it? You just looked at the clock. What time is it? And then the guy had to look again and said noon. And I think he knew that the doctor had set him up and the FBI was going to be there.
Okay.
I mean, it didn't help. He jumped out of a third-story window, and a folding umbrella broke his fall.
Yeah, right next to a table that had two Pepsi cups on it.
Right. And then he ran out into the street, and there was a slow-motion truck full of water jugs that fell over. And then they didn't even read him his Miranda rights. They were just like, "You're under arrest," and shoved him in a car and drove off. So I don't know.
All right, that's an awesome theory. That if that's actually what happened, that's a really subtle piece of filmmaking. That scene was like a scalpel, and the rest of this movie was like a bazooka. So the racist guy that wanted this movie to be for a Clint Eastwood type did a really good job on that opening scene, and then from there it went all downhill.
He would have told you that it was all written like that until it became a black movie, and then it all went downhill.
Yeah, because I watched it twice. It's like, how the hell did that guy know the FBI was coming? Because the movie just started, and we're like 90 seconds in. I was already confused, and I watched it twice. All right, that's a good theory, though. I like that. My next worst scene is we already talked about Tom Sizemore begging Wesley Snipes to take a job. No one begs people to take a job. When does that ever happen? Please, you gotta. We want you to be the vice president. Here's a bag full of money. God damn it! I told you, leave me alone. I don't want a bag full of money. What? Who? What?
Yeah, he was pissed.
He was livid
as that scene was fading away. He was like staring off into the middle distance, drinking water out of his cup with his sunglasses on, and he was mad that he just became vice president of security for this airlines. Of course, it did fade directly into some slap bass and like really close up shots, like Boys to Men Then to Now version close shots of like rivets on a plane and like engines and stuff. As soon as that was over, I was like, why is he so mad about it?
Hey, we're really close friends. You have a job that you hate. Here's a pile of money to come be a vice president at my company. No, I told you, leave me. I don't like, no one should ever write that scene again. I'm here to tell you that's not how it goes. If your friend doesn't like their job and you want to pay them a lot of money to come work with you, they're delighted to hear it.
Yeah, they are. They're not getting too old for this shit.
No, dude, we got people who want to join on our podcast where we make no money and all we do is free work. So if we're like, hey, man, Will, you have a job that you hate. Do you want $200K a year to come work on the podcast? Dude, I told you, leave me alone. That's not how that would go. Will would freaking peel out to go quit his other job to come work on the podcast. Unfortunately, that's not the way that's going to go because the podcast has no money.
He's going to quit by throwing his badge into the ocean.
Via con Dios.
Via con Dios.
Yeah, that's exactly how it's going to go down.
All right, my first worst scene is the last scene where the sharpshooters shoot the wrong guys and then they show that it's your boy that you like. There's a couple problems I have with that. One, when the cop cars first pull up to the plane and they're going to watch the FBI people walk him up to the plane, everybody pulls up, opens their car door, stands behind their car door, and points their revolver over there. They don't have like rifles or long-range guns. It's just a revolver. And three of the guys just had shotguns. They're like 500 yards away from the airplane. I know nothing about guns. Let's preface it by saying that. I've never shot a gun. But is a shotgun a good thing to do? Like, if you shot a shotgun, is it making it that far?
I mean, if I've learned anything from video games, a shotgun is not the weapon you want at long range. And neither is a pistol. Yeah, that I saw that too. It's like, hey, there's a bunch of these hayseed Louisiana cops. Let's also have them all draw their weapons and get involved in this FBI operation that has precision timing and sharpshooters. That's exactly not how that would go.
Right. And on top of that, Wesley Snipes, so what was his actual... Because to me, to have somebody like Tom Sizemore, who works for an airline, and Wesley Snipes, who is head of security for an airline, why was he giving the commands to the sharpshooters and the friggin' FBI people?
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
For the same reason why Steven Seagal was loading the frickin' artillery and Under Siege, even though there was a World War II guy there who actually knew how to load the gun. Steven Seagal was like, I got this because I'm Steven Seagal and I'm on the poster.
I don't know. It just seemed like these guys weren't, Sizemore and Snipes were not real cops. So it was like, I'm Paul Blart, and I'm going to call in when the sharpshooters are going to shoot.
Yeah.
Like, the whole time I was just like, what the hell? But then right after that, he does a tuck and roll from behind the ambulance and shoots the guy.
Yeah.
And that guy does the cool death fall down the stairs as the real.
And great value, Larry Miller tumbles down the stairs.
Freaking Larry Miller. Love that dude.
Same, me too. My other worst scene, it wasn't just one scene, it was a bunch of scenes. Why is everyone shooting on the plane? That seems like a terrible idea.
Speaking of which, when they shoot and one of the windows gets blown out, I don't understand, like, again, probably should have the interns look this up, or we should have looked it up beforehand. But like, how high do you have to be to where it like starts sucking people out of the holes?
I don't know. I don't think that you can like suck a person through an airline window if it gets depressurized like that, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, it did seem like they shot through the window and immediately it was like tornado force winds inside of the plane. I don't think that that's how that worked, but there was also a lot of shoot. If you're going to hijack an airplane, I don't think that a pistol is the weapon that you want to use. I think a knife will get you everything you need.
Yeah, maybe even some toenail clippers and a bottle of water, apparently.
Shooting seems like a really bad move. And they were shooting, I mean, there was at least 15 gunshots inside of the plane while the plane's flying by terrorists and Wesley Snipes.
One dude freaked out and shot the like machine gun.
Yeah.
Multiple shots across a whole group of people. So like, yeah, that's no good. And this is the thing though, like after the suction happened or they hit the window and the wind was all blowing around, the B-roll footage of the plane that they shot after that, it was just over some water. I guess was supposed to be Lake Lucille, but they were really close to the water,
yeah.
And I don't understand that. But we'll talk about that when I get to worst CGI.
All right, cool. The other scenes, let's see, I already talked about all the Louisiana cops calling him boy, him wearing a turtleneck, long sleeve shirt, and a leather jacket. The stair truck is like backing away from the plane. One of the terrorists is driving, and I think maybe it's Great Value Larry Miller. And Wesley Snipes shoots the truck one time with a pistol, and the truck, it's going like 5 miles an hour. The truck tumbles over and then explodes.
I wrote down that it was filled with fuel and dynamite.
I mean, can a 9mm bullet knock over a half-ton truck and then cause it to explode? I just don't think the physics there really hold up.
Oh, I don't even think that airport is supposed to have that since they don't have planes that...
No, of course not, because since they only have tiny planes. That truck's not even supposed to be there. Yeah, so...
But what are you going to do? Well, for my last worst scene, I don't understand. Again, I didn't fly a lot. I don't pretend to understand physics, but how fast does a plane have to go to take off? I looked it up. It's 149 to 177 miles an hour. What kind of car does the sheriff drive? A Chevy Caprice. Yeah. And they were trying to get on the plane from the cop car for like a minute and a half. So a minute and a half at 150 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's going to cover a couple miles.
They're friggin' on their way to Lafayette. So like, I don't understand.
And Tom Sizemore is trying to talk to him. And he's like, hey, hold on a second. Remember that one time? It's like, yo, I'm trying to climb onto this airplane at 100 miles an hour. Maybe let's just talk about this later.
Yeah. And they're trying to do quips. And he's like, does it come with insurance? Yeah, for mental illness. I'm like, oh, geez.
Oh, the quips were so bad.
But I did mention that because the only other movie I've seen where a plane goes down a runway for that long was one of those Fast and the Furious movies where it's like a 20-minute, the plane's like taking off for 20 minutes and the cars are all going everywhere. Somebody actually did the math on that. It was something like a 7.5 mile long runway.
Yeah.
Same thing with this.
Yeah. The last worst scene I have is the very last scene, the ending. It just was like this movie just ends really abruptly. The last third of it made absolutely no sense. And the end is just Wesley Snipes and his flight attendant, new girlfriend walking off. And the sheriff like pulls up next to him and they're like exchanging one-liners. And it's like, well, we're going to walk to town. He's like, it's 5 miles. And I don't know. It was dumb. I didn't like it. I didn't get it.
Yeah. And he was walking towards the fair. And they had the worst CGI, not CGI, just like superimposed fireworks over the top of it. And it was really bad. And they played some music over the top of that.
Boy, did they.
Did you hear the music on that?
Stevie Wonder.
It wasn't, though.
Oh, really?
I thought it was Stevie Wonder. Yeah, I thought it was Stevie Wonder, too. So I did the little thing where it tells you, and it's Norman Brown. The name of the song is Too High. But when I heard it, there's only one thing I thought of. Do you have the sound that
I got it.
I sent you? Can you play it? You're local on the 8s. Today, a high of 75 and a low of 63. If this isn't like local on the 8s music, I don't know what it is.
That's definitely Weather Channel. You're coming up with your 5-day forecast.
Yes.
Oh, man. This episode's going to be longer than the movie was. What's your worst effects?
Worst effects. All right. All the B-roll footage of the planes flying over the water.
Yeah.
because it was way too close to the water. So it's all wrong for Louisiana, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
The runway thing, we talked about that, and the fireworks over the county fair. All of those were my worst CG. Yeah.
The old tech, there's a million pieces of old tech in this movie. You got anything in particular?
Yeah, I do have one thing in particular I want to talk about. There's a guy who is Dr. Bell on the TV show The Resident.
Yeah.
He was the head of the airline. I don't know what his name is in real life. He was talking on a Motorola brick phone, the Dynatac 8000X. So I was like, why is he's in a building walking around with people following him around, and he's talking on a brick phone, a cell phone inside the building.
Yeah.
I wanted to know like how much that would have cost him. Those cost $3,995. The battery is only good for 90 minutes of talk time. You had to pay $20 to $30 a month for access to the network, and it was 75 cents a minute.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like my dad's like old school Motorola phone was like 60 cents a minute. And it was like, under no circumstances are you ever to talk on this phone unless your leg is on fire.
I'm glad we figured out the reason your dad hangs up right at the end. Really.
Part of his origin story. I forgot to mention that to him. I need to tell him that.
I did have the LSU Tigers pennant on the tower office. And I think I said pendant earlier, and that's not right. It was a pennant. Are pennants still around? Do they still sell those to like...
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't go to sports games to find that out.
Yeah,
so
if we had an intern, we could have them look that up, but it will remain a mystery. Political incorrectness, we already talked about all the cops being racist.
Yeah. And also misogynistic to the little old lady who has to make him a special coffee.
Yes.
One of them special coffees, darling.
Yes. All right, cool. Let's do 5 questions. Is this okay for kids? And if so, what age and why?
There was no sex, but there was a lot of shooting people and slitting throats and stuff. So I gave it the age 11 to 15.
Nice.
I started thinking about this when we were listening to it on our ride back from Disney. We were listening to one of the podcasts. And I realized that I undercut this a lot. Like my 11 is probably other people's 15.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't care about a lot of stuff that other people care about.
Yeah.
So if you have an 11-year-old and you have never cursed in front of him, you probably shouldn't show him this movie.
Yeah.
It does have a lot of dirty words in it. They use the F word like 15 times. What about, would it get made if it was pitched now?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like we don't make as many action movies. I guess Netflix makes a lot of them. So I'm sure if a star brings this movie to Netflix, I'm sure that they'll make it.
Yeah, I could see that.
Like they just made that movie with The Rock and with Ryan Reynolds and with Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yeah.
And like they're dumb, they're kind of funny. It's all of the action is CGI, and they make them for like $40 million. So I'm sure they would do this that way.
So I guess it would be a movie, not a TV show, obviously.
I don't think there's enough here to make a TV show. I don't think there's enough.
There's barely enough here to make a movie.
Barely enough to make a movie. They barely squeaked out a movie. This is like one of the Tracy Jordan movies. It was like runtime 57 minutes.
You mean the Rurger?
The Rurger.
All right. Did you have somebody to play the different parts if they remade it?
I just had Wesley Snipes, and it's like the most obvious thing in the world. I just want Michael B. Jordan to make all the action movies because he's just so freaking awesome. He's so magnetic, and he's so charismatic, awesome. And he's so jacked. I want him to remake all the action movies because I would just watch them. Yeah, I'm with you. I went a different route. This guy is also jacked, but he used to not be. Kumail Nanjiani. Nice. He's really jacked, and because he's Pakistani American, you can have a cool backstory about how people always think he's the terrorist, but he's not really the terrorist. He's the guy fixing the terrorists, and he would play Wesley Snipes' part. That'd be cool. I would like that. And I also had Marshala Ali, since he replaced Wesley Snipes as Blade. Although he's really in real life is like 6 years younger than Wesley Snipes, so he's too old to reboot this movie. But I like that guy. I was gonna say he's the new Blade, and that's gonna be good. Yeah. I came up with 2 other parts. So for great value, Hannibal Lecter, I chose Tom Hardy. Nice. Because that guy, he's a way better actor than people give him credit for. Yeah, he can not blink. Yeah, he could not blink, but also I think he could play scary and weird. And then for Tom Sizemore, I want John Turturro. He's just too old for this shit, and he's been in the game for too long, and he's funny, and I think him and Kumail Nanjiani would do a good job. Yeah, John Turturro, he's in the new Batman. He is fantastic. I'm always a fan of him. So can you watch this movie and enjoy it in 2021? I mean, it depends on your definition of enjoyment. I wasn't mad that I watched it. It went by really fast. But if you ask me to watch it again, I'm not in a hurry to do it. Yeah, I can wait. I can wait a bit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, did you guys have fun watching this? Did you and Kat enjoy this?
We enjoyed laughing at the stupidity of it. But she remembers watching it before. So she was like, yeah, I've seen this before. And as we're watching it, she was like, oh my, did he just say little lady? You wrote that down, right? And I was like, yeah, I already got it. I started saying all my notes out loud to the phone, like dictating it so she could hear all the notes so she could tell me other stuff that I should write down. But yeah, I mean, we enjoyed it, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a perfectly fine way to pass 80 minutes if you have nothing else to do and you want to check it out. But I like it, you could easily miss it and your life would not be altered in a negative way.
Yeah, it's not even the best Wesley Snipes movie.
It's not the best Wesley Snipes movie of 1992.
Yeah, if you're going to watch all the Wesley Snipes movies, you should definitely watch this one.
Yes. And you don't do that. Don't watch all the Wesley Snipes movies.
Don't, because he owes $23 million to the IRS, and they're all movies with old Bruce Willis and Cuba Gooding Jr. and him straight to video.
Kids, remember, don't do tax evasion. All right, it's for rent everywhere that you rent movies. I rented it on Apple TV for like $3.99. Yeah, so thanks for listening. We appreciate all the feedback. Feel free to email us. Feel free to join us on Discord. We'll see you next time for a movie that we cannot wait for, Cutting Edge.
Oh my goodness. Cutting Edge.
Toe pick.
I am so excited because my daughter really got into the Winter Olympics and we were watching a lot of that. And I was like, when do we do Cutting Edge again? So I was really excited to see that's coming up next.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be, hopefully in like 5 years, we can have categories on the website for like Olympics movies, and we'll have Cutting Edge, and we'll have Cool Runnings, and we'll just say we can group them all together for people to go and look at.
Are those the only two Olympics movies?
I think so, but still, I'd be excited to have that as a category. I'm sure there are more.
Seabiscuit, is that one? Is Seabiscuit one? Anyway, Cutting Edge, can't wait.
Yeah, Cutting Edge, coming up next time. All right, vaya con Dios.
Vaya con Dios, always bet on black.
Thanks for listening to Movie Life Crisis. Please subscribe, rate, and review, and remember, don't drive angry.